Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed Abu Ghalioun. I am the Aruba system engineer based on the western region of Saudi Arabia. Today, I want to talk to you about the Aruba Edge Services platform and how Aruba ESP network architecture can help your business capitalize on the economic benefits from converting edge-generated data into new business outcomes. In this presentation, I will identify the critical consideration you should think about and the steps you can take to deploy a network that will help you achieve greater operational efficiency and help your users and customers to get better experience and your network teams to achieve a greater work-life balance. Today's networks continue to be bounded by a human scale, and there are many challenges that we face. The first challenge we see is it still requires a human to detect, diagnose, and fix issues. Most networks are managed in silos and rely on too many tools to manage across wired, wireless, and WAN, and across campus, branch, data center, and remote workers. 64% of IT organizations use 4 or more network management tools to do their daily business tasks. Multiple research shows that 60 to 70% of network tasks are still manual, and 60% of Wi-Fi admins still use packet captures as their primary troubleshooting tool. 70% of IT time is spent in trying to identify and resolve issues. And from security perspective, security and network teams still use manual processes to identify devices into the network and require static configurations to segment the traffic for IoT devices. 80% of IT organizations found that IoT devices in their network that they didn't know about, or they didn't even install these devices. And we have all seen the global pandemic and what has put on IT departments. More than 71% of IT budgets are now allocated and dedicated to only run the business and nothing else. So legacy networks cannot keep up. Business agility and operational efficiency are critical to business success. If the network is too complex and it's time consuming to maintain, and it takes too long to deploy new services to support a new business, then businesses are less competitive and risk future success. Network could and should do more. Network should be smarter and should be smart enough to see beyond the horizon. It should be able to identify issues before they impact business. So this is why we created Aruba ESP. So what is Aruba ESP? So Aruba ESP is an AI-powered cloud-native platform that was designed to automate, unify, and protect the network at the edge. Aruba ESP has 4 core attributes that enable organizations to focus on the power of intelligent edge. The first attribute is what is called the unified infrastructure. In this, we are trying to unify operations across wired, wireless, and SD-WAN, across all locations, campus, branch, and remote workers, and even in the data center, into a cloud-native single pane of glass that we call Aruba Central, which in turn allow organizations to eliminate operational silos and streamline operations. The second attribute in Aruba ESP is what we call the zero trust security that allows organizations to simplify the task of securing the edge and simplifying security operations by eliminating the need of static configurations of VLANs and access lists when changes are required to secure new endpoints or users, which in turn creates a lot of pressures on IT teams. And then we have what is called the AI ops, or what we call the AI operations, which gives the Aruba networks the sixth sense that allows you to resolve issues before they impact business, or at least resolve them faster so business keeps going. Aruba ESP is offered as a service, which allows organizations tremendous flexibility in how they consume and pay for the technology they need to accomplish their goals. All these attributes are delivered from Aruba ESP architecture that is comprised of 3 layers. In the bottom is what is our infrastructure layer. This is where the physical devices lives, and this is the layer through which data travels from point A to point B. It includes our unified Wi-Fi infrastructure that is based on the latest Wi-Fi standards, such as the Wi-Fi 6 and the Wi-Fi 6E. It includes the wired infrastructure across campus, all the way from access to core and even to the data center. It includes our WAN and our SD-WAN infrastructure solutions that connects different branches to the HQ in a high-performing, secure manner. It includes the solutions for 5G to Wi-Fi seamless roaming. And finally, it includes our IoT gateways platform that makes the communication infrastructure for many IoT devices. Then we have the middle layer, that is the software-defined policy layer. In this layer, we have many of the Aruba ESP security services operates to provide traffic segmentation, firewalling, and UTM functionality in our SD-WAN portfolio as an example. The top layer is the layer from which the organization derive the most value from Aruba ESP, because this is where many of the services used to interact with the platform. Services such as management, orchestration, analytics, locationing, onboarding, provisioning lives and are exposed to the users and to the administrator users via Aruba Central, which is our cloud native single pane of glass. With this architecture and through the Aruba Central, organizations can configure, manage, report, and troubleshoot across all network domains, including wired, wireless, SD-WAN, and locations, including campus, branch, data center, and even remote workers. Most organizations will deploy ESP in phases, which is why we created a simple 3-step framework that starts with the connect and then protects what is connected and then analyze and act based upon what is on the network. So let's take them one by one. So let's start with connect. For many years, users and their devices have been connecting to the Wi-Fi APs using the IP protocols. But now we have things that needs to connect as well. Things do not connect the way user devices do. Things use around 300 different wireless radio technologies to get their traffic into the network. Deploying and managing each of these 300 different type of wireless technologies will create a management nightmare. So what we have done is we have unified connectivity into a single platform. This is Aruba Wi-Fi 6 APs. With Aruba APs, we support the commonly used IoT communication protocols, including the PLE and ZigBee. However, we also support other protocols. So our APs provide a USB port through which an IoT device gateway can be added to communicate using different type of communication protocol that these IoT devices might require. By unifying and simplifying IoT connectivity, we are able to increase the time to value for IoT and reduce operational complexity and time to resolution. We have also made it much easier to manage our access points. For years and across the networking and this industry, IoT organizations have been forced to use different APs architectures for their campus APs versus their branch or remote worker APs. Typically, they used to deploy a WLAN controller-based architecture for campus and a controller-less architectures for branch offices, which created a lot of complexity and silent operations. In our intelligent edge offering, complexity creates delays and downtime. So we decided to unify our Wi-Fi into one single software architecture. And this is what we call Aruba Unified Access Points. Now you can deploy any AP anywhere and manage it all the same way and from the same location. We have eliminated the need for on-prem based controllers, even for campus deployments. No more complexity, no more silos. And for wired devices that are still needed to serve as a platform for users and IoT connectivity, for devices such as bandwidth-hungry IoT devices, such as security cameras and our PoE power devices, still needs switches to be in place. And until recently, organization deployed specific switches based on their roles. So you have deployed an access switches or aggregation switches in wire closet, in data center, and so on. These switches all carry different operating systems that needs different tools and often managed by separate teams, creating more complexity and inefficient operations. So we tried to solve that by introducing our CX platform, which is our first operating system that works from switches that lives in the IDFs to the campus, to the core, and even into the data center. The cloud-native CX platform can be updated without losing power to IoT devices. It can validate configurations before implementing and rolling back to previous configs in case of issues arise. With one cloud-native operating system, teams and tools can unify to improve efficiency and reduce time to value and time to resolution. The last element of connectivity that must be unified is connecting the edge to the cloud. Today, organizations connect to the cloud using combinations of MPLS, cellular, and broadband connections, managing and prioritizing across all these links. So cloud-based applications perform their best can be complex and time-consuming. We have unified that using the same architecture that we have in our access point and switches. In doing that, we can balance the load across all the links available to us. And when one of the links fails, we automatically fail over to the second one. We can also prioritize the traffic based on the applications being used, such as personal applications or business applications, such as Skype for Business. And we can also locate and use the closest point of presence for web-based applications and automatically steer users to that instance. This far, we have unified protocols into Aruba access points, and we have unified our ABs architectures across campus and branch. We also have unified our switching architecture from closet to core to data center, and we have unified branch to cloud connectivity. But to really streamline your operation, eliminate the siloed management, different tool sets, and complex operation processes, you still need to unify across all these network domains. To do that, you need the cloud. And here we have our easy-to-use single pane of glass called Aruba Central that manages all of our unified infrastructure. Unifying operation in the cloud allows you to eliminate siloed operations, access to new as-a-service and on-demand consumption models, benefit from increased resiliency since the service availability is owned, maintained, and delivered by Aruba. Most recently, we have begun moving control and management services from infrastructure into the cloud. For years, the bulk of features were tied to infrastructure. This made it difficult to provide enhancements at the pace you need today. By moving these services to the cloud, we can increase feature velocity, allowing you to adapt to changing business needs and requirements more rapidly. Eliminate the need for on-prem WLAN controllers, even in large-scale environments. Now, we provided the connectivity infrastructure for the users and the IoT devices. Let's look at how we can protect our network. Network access control starts with answering the critical questions of visibility. What's in your network? Our ClearPass platform provides device discovery and profiling because you cannot protect what you cannot see. After determining what's in the network, then ClearPass provides the authentication. No matter what connection method is used, ClearPass authenticates the user's or device identity against a wide variety of identity sources such as Active Directory. This is an important ClearPass advantage and differentiator. It means that the IT and security teams can define roles and policies for users and devices once and have them applied across all types of connections as needed based on user or user group, device type, device owner, time of access, and location of access, and many other attributes that we can use to derive what policy, what role should be applied in every device coming from all these different types of connections. ClearPass authorization assigning the roles and the access privileges that continue to follow a user or device, regardless from where that user or device is connected. So if the user connects to the wired, he gets the same role. If he moves to the wireless, he gets the same exact role. And if he comes from the VPN, the same role still apply to that user. So we tie the policy to the user or to the device. And just to put you in the picture, so this is completely configurable and you can control that. With a rich policy engine that establishes accurate access privilege, ClearPass controls what users and what devices can access what resources. ClearPass functions seamlessly across wired, wireless, and network and wireless networks and remote access. Plus, ClearPass does this in multi-vendor environments. integrating with either Aruba infrastructure or even non-Aruba infrastructure. Finally, ClearPass leverages its position as a gatekeeper to the network by providing enforcement in the event that the user or the device changes its security status or is found participating in an attack. As a result, ClearPass can enable automated attack response. Once your device has been recognized and authenticated, you need to authorize the resources to which it has access and then control that access. Today, most organizations do this using static configurations such as VLANs, subnets, and then they tie access lists onto these VLANs. Just think about what is going on to maintain these configurations over time, over every device and across all your sites. That's going to be a maintenance and troubleshooting nightmare that will delay time to value and consume more and more of your valuable time. So you need to look for solutions that eliminate this complexity while maintaining the highest security levels needed. Luckily, we have solved that problem. So we solved it by a feature that is built inside our infrastructure. We call it dynamic segmentation. And it has the ability to virtually eliminate the need for static configurations, access lists, and VLANs, while still delivering the highest protections levels needed. Dynamic segmentations simplifies the segmentation of traffic by understanding the device and their roles, storing that information in a centralized network access control solution that is called the ClearPass. These centralized policies are then enforced across the entire network using a policy enforcement firewall to ensure that each device traffic only goes to the resources assigned. So what benefits can we get from the dynamic segmentations? So we can make sure that consistent policy for wired and wireless is applied, eliminate static configurations, and improve the protection level. While connect and protect are very important steps to complete in this journey, analyze and act is the most exciting and has the most potential for impact. In order to reliably convert edge data into new business outcomes, your network needs to perform all day, every day. Aruba AI Ops, or what we call the AI operations, starts with our AI-powered portfolio. So we have what is called the AI Assist, which uses an event-driven automation to automatically collect diagnostic information, alert admins, and in some cases, alert Aruba TAC. So imagine the time you spend with TAC, usually to open a ticket, and collect the required logs and information, and wait for the analysis in order to solve the issue. And then you might get another call from TAC that provided information and logs in order to analyze that issue is not the correct logs they need. It will take a lot of time. So what we do with the AI Assist, issues are automatically identified, related data and logs are automatically generated, admins will be alerted of the issue, and it will give them the option to directly open a case with Aruba TAC from the same management portal, which is Aruba Central. And then it's just a matter of just say, open the ticket, this is the issue, and these are the logs that were generated automatically by the system in order to analyze and troubleshoot that issue. And all of this done from the same management platform. So you don't need to go and open tickets by phones or emails or even to access different portals. It's all accessible from the same management portal. And even TAC, when they respond to the issue, you will get their response and their recommendations in the same management portal. So it's all from the same single management platform that is the Aruba Central. The second AI portfolio or feature we have inside our platform is what's called the AI Search, which uses a natural language search capabilities to simplify searching and find issues and recommendations faster. So imagine you are in front of the system and you just say, tell me how is my network performing today? Or do I have any issues? Or who are the users are facing the issues of that specific issue and so on? What recommendations you can give me in order to enhance my network performance and so on? It's just a matter of just using the normal natural language in order to search for these issues and recommendations. The last AI feature we have in our portfolio is what's called the AI Insights. And by the way, this is the most important feature we have. So It's an AI-powered issue and optimization insights and recommendations that helps you to understand how your network is performing and how your network is performing by comparing it to other networks of the same size. And it will also detect anomalies and possible issues before it is reported even by the end users. And it will also recommend for you the fixes and the enhancements in order to optimize your network operation and performance. With this portfolio of features, Aruba AI Ops is able to help redefine IT outcomes in 3 ways. React and resolve issues more quickly, in some cases 90% faster. Predict and preempt issues before they impact the business or users. Continuously optimize network performance based on peer benchmarking, and in some cases resulting in 25% increase in capacity without even adding any extra hardware or software. And most important, we can identify specific root causes, specific recommendations, and deliver these outcomes with greater than 95% accuracy. This is all what I have for today. So I would like to thank you all for your attendance, and I hope you enjoyed listening to this presentation. For more information, please feel free to contact me on the below contact information. Thank you very much.